Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, dogs, frogs, and all those in between. Man, let me tell you something. The technology itself, from time to time, will find its way to be against you. But you know what we do here on the show? We persevere. I don't know what it is, but today my computer said, "F my thoughts." Okay. And all my good little well put together plans for being on time and having things ready to go. All of that went out the window. But that's what we do here right here at the Rec Room Radio Show. We just gonna be ready to go. We got the gang in the building. We got Uncle Scott Cole in the show, of course. We got my guy Bobby G in the building. We got Jay somewhere across America. I believe he just got finished having a conversation about sports with some lady of Arabic descent. I am not sure whether she was Arabic or not, but I believe he was having a conversation with her about sports somewhere in the central United States area. We will get more confirmation as to where Jay is and what will be going on. But Bobby G, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. And Uncle Scott, you as well. You here in the building? You ready to go?
I am, yes.
All right, so it sounds like we need to do what we do and hit the button for the show. Yeah.
This is Rec Room Sports. Olympians carrying the torch, going where they don't go. We ain't lost. From the optics to the topics, we got this with synopsis. Think outside the boxes like Jay on the mic or your boy K Witt. Joe is my coach, T Sweat on the mix. All sports, even if you catch fish like Nate Diaz catches fist. You need to catch this episode, it's a can't miss. We go live and you should subscribe and X's and O's. We made our plan, yo.
Yes, sir. We are back once again. It's the gang from the Rec Room Radio Show right here on YouTube and, of course, on other various platforms. I'm your host, your boy K Rich. I was the one draft pick. And the gang is in the building. You know how we do it, man. Once again, we got our guy straight out of the nursing home, but living well and fine. That awesome cup. As soon as I say out of the nursing home, that was a great cup to put up to Uncle Scott. Once again, we got to give you some love, some praise. My guy, my uncle, Scott Cole, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Cole.
What's up, guys? How we doing today? Where would you rather be on Thursday but here on Rec Room Sports? So.
Right. I love it. We would rather be nowhere else but here with you. And then, of course, my guy, Cleveland's own for Las Vegas is home. One of the hosts of Game Time 216 and Audible Sports Podcast, where life and sports meet culture. Gotta give a big shout out to my dog, Bobby G, what it do?
What up? Feeling good. Full as hell, man. I had a fantastic lunch. You know what I'm saying? So, if I fall asleep, blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah. I was about to say, I don't know if it's just lemonade in that old Charlie's cup, but if you know anything about Charlie's and the wings and the Phillies, that lemonade be hitting, man. But then once again, of course, y'all know me, man. It's your boy K Rich. I was the one draft pick. We are in Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Sweltering heat, 100 degrees every other day, thunderstorms, rainstorms, and then the sun comes back out and shames us for thinking that it was going to get cool. It is ridiculous out here, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't gonna lie to you. Heat index above 95 right now. So when you go outside, it's about like 100, but it looks like it's about to rain, so to cool off and then get humid. But that's how it does, man. So guys, last week we had a great show. So much has gone on since then. And literally we technically got to take the show to Philly. So we're going to say the word John today. Like, y'all know what the John is? The John, J-A-W. Anything about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So feel free, gentlemen, to interject the word John into this. If I can do it correctly, every time we identify the word John, ladies and gentlemen, you will hear the sound of what we got. We got some bells. We got Sonic. We got something. There we go. Yeah, you'll hear the bells as we say the word John from time to time. So as we get,
I'm too old for those things.
You're too old for the John.
You don't say these things in the nursing home.
No. Well, when you go back and when you go back into John, you know what I'm saying?
They'll think I'm in the bathroom. That's what they'll say.
Yeah,
oh, you go to the bathroom. Okay.
Philadelphia's John is Philadelphia's slang. It could be a pretty much a pronoun because it can be used for people, places, or things. I went down the street and picked up a John, but if you look at my hand and you see it's a Philly cheesesteak, you know exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I know those.
I got up early this morning. I had to go to the John. I didn't really want to go. Then I'm describing my job. My wife sent me a text. She said she needed some money for the John. I could be thinking about maybe babies or bills. So yeah, you could put the word JAWN just about anywhere. But first, as we get ready to go, let's go ahead and do this, man. Make sure you are following us on all social media platforms. So on Twitter, that's right, that's at RecRoomSports. On Instagram, that's _RecRoomSports. On TikTok, that's at RecRoomSports Hub. On YouTube, that's THEE RecRoomSports Hub. And I got to give a big shout out to everybody out there. First responders, man. I got a chance to get to talk to some first responders at my job most recently, man. And some crazy stuff's been going on here in the North Florida area, and their job has been very hectic as the sun has stayed up a little bit longer. But big shouts out to first responders, all of our drivers, Uber drivers, 18-wheelers, you out there doing across the country like our guy Jay, and also our teachers. Our teachers are getting ready to head back into the classroom. So big shouts out to everybody who is either a teacher or an administrator, and they just getting warmed up right now. But as we begin, you know how we do, fellas, at the top of the show. It wouldn't be the top of the show without one of my favorite parts. And of course, y'all know what it is. It's going to be what's the word. So right now, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. It's crazy to me that I feel like we've only been gone for a week, but so much has gone on. So as we get into what's the word, we might as well go ahead and jump right into it. So one of the things that I know my Uncle Scott loves to talk about is going to be baseball. So baseball streaks have ended, 2 of them, a good one and a bad one. So the Boston Red Sox, of course, had their historic 15-game win streak come to an end. Oh my goodness. All the Bostonians are happier now because, of course, they got their beer, and they got to witness 15 games. So they had 15 consecutive games from July 3rd through July the 22nd. This is a franchise, or this is a streak that tied the franchise record that has stood since 1946, back when Ted Williams was leading Boston. Okay, so during that time, of course, Boston was 37-48 and last in the AL East on July 1st. But during the streak, they vaulted themselves back into the wild card race. But on the other side of the coin, the Miami Marlins had a 10-game losing streak. God dog, 10 games. By July 25th, the Marlins were carrying an active 10-game losing streak, which was the longest in MLB in the major leagues at the time. So it mattered because during the 10-game skid, it severely damaged playoff hopes, which typically reflects what the Miami Marlins are trying to do as they are building themselves. And we know we love the Miami Marlins because as in Jacksonville, we got the feeder system to them right now with the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. So as you know how we do it, fellas, when we think about the word for these 2 streaks, both of them coming to an end, one for good, one for bad. What's the word? When we think about these crazy streaks, man, Boston with 15 games, and then the Marlins with this losing streak. Uncle Scott, what you got?
Season making. I mean, if you look at the Red Sox, like you said, with last in the AL East, out of the wild card race, go on a 15-game win streak. They pull themselves in the middle of the AL East race, and they're second in the wild card right now. For the Marlins, they were in the wild card race. They were top 3, and now they're basically 6-7 games out of the wild card. So it's season making for me.
Yeah, for sure. Bobby G, man, when you think about these baseball streaks coming to an end, what's the word, my bro?
So what? like so what? I mean, there's a saying in sports, these seasons are, marathons, not sprints, and no other sport represents that more than baseball. Like I saw I saw the Cleveland Guardians one season win 22 games in a row. Didn't matter. I saw the Cleveland Guardians fall 20 games out of first place. Come back and win the division. Like, it doesn't matter. Baseball season starts like the second week of August.
Yeah.
The second week of August to the end, that's baseball season. Anything you do before that, you literally can make up for in a weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel you. And then, of course, as Scott and the guys have talked about on Around the Diamond, we are coming up on that illustrious, most vaunted, trade deadline for baseball. So there's some names out there, man. Some big names might be on the move. So Uncle Scott, I can't wait for next week. How you break down who's moved and who hasn't, because that is what we will be on next week. But as we continue on, so much else is going on, man. So the WNBA, that's right, they had their local or their most viewed WNBA All-Star Weekend. That's right, the All-Star game was held at Chicago's United Center. It drew in a record-breaking 19,783 fans, setting a new WNBA All-Star attendance record. Multiple reports say that the turnout was maybe even higher based around those who were in and around the arena at the time. Team Spoon defeated Team Coop 129-122. Of course, if y'all know what it is, man, Team Teresa Witherspoon and Team Coop, that's Cynthia Cooper, both two GOATs in the game, ended a high-paced, high-scoring showcase of 129-122. Jonquel Jones went out there and did her thing. That's right, the New York Liberty standout, burned everybody down. That's right, 22 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists, getting the vaunted All-Star Game MVP. But I would be remiss to not talk about one of the biggest stars in the WNBA. That's right, Caitlin Clark. She delivered on the big stage, went out there, got 17 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. And once again, historic moments that we will have to remember. Dominique Malonga, that's right, she went out there and dunked during the All-Star game. Of course, we would love to see it during the regular season, but Dominique Malonga went out there and did the thing. And Nneka Egumake became the WNBA's All-Stars all-time leading scorer, surpassing Maya Moore. So, of course, it was more than basketball. Everything happened, and just like the WNBA likes to do, the orange carpet, right? That's right, where the ladies get to show off their stuff, and the outfits, of course, was designer on designer. It was on fire. So when I think about the ladies from the WNBA and the All-Star game, I need to know, fellas, what's the word for the WNBA All-Star game this in Chicago, Bobby?
Just growth, continued growth and success of the league. Like you say, it set attendance records, it set viewership records. So, they're just showcasing their stars, that the league is deeper than Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, like you say, and Nika put on, setting that record, and then Jonquel put on a hell of a show. So, which I'm all too familiar with it, because she did the same thing to my Aces in the finals a few years ago when the Liberty beat us. So, yeah, just continued growth, and glad to see they're getting a shine.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, continued growth. It was something to see, though. I can't lie. Now, Uncle Scott, you know what it is? Same deal. When we think about what's going on with the All-Star game and the WNBA and the attendance and the spectacle that was, what you got for me, man? What's the word?
So I agree with everything Bobby said, but I'm going to have a little fun with this. I'm going to say take the W out. What do we know about the NBA All-Star game? No defense. No defense. What do we know about the WNBA game from All-Star game from last weekend?
No defense.
Not much defense. I mean, it's eerily similar. I mean, the ladies aren't going to put up a 195 to 181 game, but they're going to put up some points. I mean, the talent's there, and the players decide no defense. We're not playing defense. We're going to let you shoot. Have a good time. Back and forth, up and down. And Jonquel Jones, she was with the Connecticut Sun for a while. I believe she was. I'm pretty sure. And she was the the player that stirred the drink for the Connecticut Sun at the time.
Yeah.
She's doing the same thing for her team. She's one of those underlying superstars of the WNBA. So,
yeah, man, 100%. And I'm going to say this was somewhat mesmerizing, you know. And when I say mesmerizing, I mean the idea is we kind of, I think we might overlook it a little bit, but when you finally lay eyes on it, when I got an opportunity to see the product, when I got an opportunity to fully take in what was happening, these are some of the best women athletes in the world having a good time. They were having a good time, bro. It was a little bit of that dipsy do, some really good passes. It was, of course, there was some layups, but seeing Dominique Malonga go out there, which, of course, we've seen the videos that she's been able to do this for some time now, but to see it, on full on display and the reaction from not just her bench, but the other team's bench and the arena itself, there was some pop to that. I think there should be more dunking in the WNBA. You know what I mean? There was a time where there were multiple women who could dunk, but they didn't do it because it's a little more of a finesse game for the women. But I think there should be more dunking in the WNBA, and it's a thing. The 3-point contest, we might not have gotten the participants that we wanted, but it was good. It was a competition, and as we look back at it now, what took place with the men's game that made it a little more of a competition? We split them up. And we put some money on the line, just a little bit. So I can't wait for the next iteration because, when the women's game is changing pretty much every season. I can't wait till they put some money on the line and they say, hey, who's going to go out there and get it? And then we can really, probably see, who's got that dog in them, as they say. But I'm excited, man, to see what has been going on with the WNBA. I can't wait to talk to Mia O'Brien as we get into the home stretch and get closer to the All-Star game. But let's keep it going, guys. So right about now, one more time for what's the word. So in my mind, some of the Bucks got to go down with this ship right now. Vita Vea and Baker Mayfield, two of the most storied players in the Bucks franchise currently, are going through some things, man. It's bigger than Tampa Bay. But right now, it seems as though, Vita Vea is finding a way to, to do a hold in, as multiple reports say that the defensive tackle and his camp have failed to reach an agreement on a contract extension before camp. Vita Vea is entering the final year of his current contract and has previously conducted a hold in during minicamp while negotiating continued. So, also on somewhere in the same camp right now, multiple reports indicate that Baker Mayfield set a deadline for the start of training camp for reaching an extension. When no deal was reached, he ended negotiations and said that his focus would be entirely on football. He also publicly said he felt disrespected and undervalued. Now, when I talk about value, guys, this is something I want everybody to keep in mind. Vita Vea plays the same position as Jalen Carter, who makes $38 million, Jeffrey Simmons, who makes $35.28 million, Chris Jones for the Chiefs, Dexter Lawrence, Milton Williams. Everybody makes close to $15 to $17 million more dollars than Vita Vea currently makes on their annual contract. So when you think about what's going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and these contract negotiations, I need to know what's the word about how they are handling this with some of their star players. Uncle Scott, man, you a numbers guy. What's up?
It's franchise altering for the Bucks. I mean, if you look at it, excuse me, I know Baker's going to sign eventually. It's just the number he's going to reach. Mm-hmm. Vita Vea is the heart and soul of that Tampa defense. Without him in the game, their run defense is terrible, awful. With him in the game, their defense puts pressure on the quarterback and gets to the quarterback. So this is franchise altering for the Bucks. If they lose Vita Vea, they won't lose Baker, but if they lose Vita Vea off their defense, they could be in a lot of trouble as a team this year. So I would say it's franchise altering for the Bucs.
Okay, yeah, same deal, Bobby G, man. You know a little bit about Baker Mayfield as he was once Cleveland Brown. Shout out to my guy Big Mike from the Man Cave and Game Time 216. So when you think about these contract negotiations with these two players, bro, I mean, I need to know, my guy. What's the word for these holdouts / hold ins right about now?
Expected. As far as Vita Vea. No, as far as him, but you got to understand, Mike Evans is a San Francisco 49er. If they can let him go, who are you? He might be the greatest Buccaneer ever. And so if they can let him walk, you're on the back end of your career. He's 31, heading down, and so it should be expected that this is that time where franchises, if they're going to make a decision to move on, that these are the years when they do that. And same for Baker Mayfield. There are 3 quarterbacks in this league that didn't have to struggle to get the contract: Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. If you're not one of those guys, you're going to go through something as far as negotiating your contract, whether it be cutting off negotiations, waiting until after the season, being franchise. Like, you're going to go through something. There are 3 comfortable quarterbacks in this league, and if you're not one of them, it should just be expected. You're going to have to go that extra mile to prove your worth.
Okay, and I'm with you. It's crazy because somewhere in what you would think maybe a Vita Vea or a Baker Mayfield would command, especially when you look at those other contracts for the position, like a Jalen Carter, like Chris Jones, Vita Vea pretty much means just that much, if not more, to the Buccaneers defense. And Scott, you said it. Like, when he is not there, it is a noticeable difference, a very noticeable difference. And this is one of those moments where, if he's not there on that defense, then what are you expecting? Are you giving signals to begin to give everybody the idea that, hey, we want draft capital? Are we looking forward? Are there some big defensive tackles coming out in the next year or two that we're not aware of that we will see? Because of course we will talk about college football. And then at the same time with Baker Mayfield, someone that, in my opinion, has put themselves on the line for just about every team he's been on. It's kind of disheartening is a good word to know that these 2 players who really, in my mind, are the heart and soul of the Bucs, and when healthy, this is what drives the engine. I can't imagine what it is, but in real life, we've all been there. But when you do what you got to do, you definitely need to make sure that they understand your worth. So if it's not about this, more money. You got to do. You got to request a trade. You got to threaten them. You got to be there, but at the same time, not fully there for everything else. And that's what I think is happening right now for them.
Whit and Bobby, I heard this the other day. Do you guys know how much Dak Prescott counts against the Cowboys cap in 2027?
Oh wow, I can't imagine Dak Prescott.
I'm gonna say 65 million.
86 million. In 2028, he counts 76 million against the cap. Seriously, you're going to pay one quarterback basically what, 25% of the cap?
Let me tell you something.
And then you got to pay CeeDee Lamb, and then you got to pay George Pickens, and then you're paying these other guys, the defensive guys. It's insane what quarterbacks are accounting against caps now. Mahomes keeps going up too. So Baker's probably looking for something like $60 to $70 million. I don't think he's going to get it. I think he's going another direction. So it's rough. I mean, it's really rough. Yeah. That's why the Patriots are so lucky. That's why your Browns, if Shador starts and they get rid of Deshaun, build your team as heavy as you can for the next 3 years because he's on his rookie contract.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they're doing, and you're exactly right. Like, it's getting to the point. Like, if I can't look at you and say I can win a Super Bowl with you playing quarterback,
Right?
When your contract runs out, like, I could see a time where there's going to be multiple top 12 quarterbacks in free agency.
Yep.
Because teams aren't just they're not going to be able to or want to pay the bill.
Exactly.
Versus the people they would have to release.
Yeah.
And then I'm 100% with you on that one. And we know that more recently than not, these teams have been finding ways to stack that draft capital and load up in these first 1 or 2 rounds with players that we may not have known, especially with the movement they create in the era of the NIL. So, Vita Vea could be out the door, and some little known or unknown player from, Washington State or, Texas Tech could slide right in and be a game changer. Or that's what they're thinking, is that the player could slide right in and be a game changer for the organization. And then I got a surprise one. What's the word, guys? So, hey, yeah, we here at the Rec Room Sports Radio Show, we try not to condone or advocate for driving while possibly under the influence or intoxicated. But sometimes things happen, man. I can't lie. I'm not one to judge, but we definitely get it. In the end, this is what it is, right? So let me tell you something, right? Tony Romo, right? All right. Dallas Cowboys quarterback and CBS NFL analyst was arrested in Wisconsin on suspicions of OWI. That's right, operating while intoxicated, which in Wisconsin terms is pretty much DUI or DWI. It happened on July 23rd after authorities said that he was driving unsafe on Interstate 43. According to the police reports and deputies, they observed signs of impaired driving while Romo performed poorly on a field sobriety test, after which he was taken into custody on suspicion of OWI. The court indicates that he was later cited for refusing to take a test for intoxication after the arrest. Authorities also reporting to find an open bottle of alcohol in his vehicle during the inventory search before the vehicle was towed. Romo has a court appearance scheduled for September the 21st. And, of course, that's real close to when the season starts. So, gentlemen, as we think about Tony Romo, and on top of that, he was saying that he was headed to his grandparents' house, ladies and gentlemen. As we talk about, not negatively, but as we talk about Tony Romo getting pulled over for DWI in Wisconsin, I need to know. What's the word for that, Bobby G? Go ahead and keep it real with him.
Help. Like just get help. I mean, I'm like really kind of over these. Like, I mean, it's. I know we got to talk about it because news, but it's like best case scenario is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario is he could have killed somebody.
There you go. That's where you took the words out of my mouth.
Like it, and it's, but it's something like I can't talk from a high horse because I've done it before. So it's just one of those things. Let's hope you get the message, and you do better moving forward. That's all.
100%. I like that right there. Uncle Scott, you in the box too. What is the word for Tony Romo and is getting pulled over, man? What's going on?
It's stupidity. You get behind the wheel while you're drunk. You have an open bottle in the car. You're taking a huge risk of not getting pulled over. You don't think you're going to get pulled over. You're swerving on that road. You're basically saying, I'm Tony Romo. Why are you pulling me over? CBS, I know they're paying him a lot of money. I get it. Mark Sanchez just went through this a few months ago. And what happened? He lost his job because he was stupid enough to do what Tony Romo did. Why are we talking about Tony Romo in the same way? Because he's the number one analyst in CBS? Come on. When you're a high-profile guy like Tony Romo, you can't be doing this stuff. You just can't be doing it. Right. You can't do it and put your life and other people's lives, as Bobby said, at risk. And that's exactly what you're doing, getting behind the wheel drunk. So
I got you. I'm with you. And I got some words, and really it's pretty much like two of them. So Uber Black. That is the words. Those are the words I got for you, Tony Romo. Uber Black. Now, just like Bobby said, I've been there. I've been there with the bottle open. You know, I might have had a Black and Mild and driving down the street and, you know, cigarette beer or whatever. I had a really horrible experience where I was emotional in driving down the road, and I ended up going to jail for it. You know, it's the thought afterwards. Like, I'm so glad I didn't do anything. You know, I'm hoping that Tony Romo gets that point. And then from here on out, Tony, man, heck yeah, boy, get on that phone, jump on that Uber app, go get on Lyft and ride. You know what I'm saying? You got the money, get there safely, get back safely, and don't risk your career. I'm at the point where right now it's really about me risking what I got going on right now for me to say, hey, I just had a drink. One. You know, I just had one shot and now I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but hey, look, it is what it is, especially in these places. So big shouts out to Tony Romo. I hope he goes, you know, I'm not sure he's an alcoholic. I'm not judging him like that. But of course, I hope that he does take some steps to say, hey guys, I get the point. I'm going to donate to a charity in Wisconsin. I'm not going to drink and drive. I'm going to get an Uber. Or I'm going to get one of my friends who don't drink to drive me. Tony Romo probably got plenty of friends, and one of them is square as a freaking box of Captain Crunch and probably can drive him around, and he just got to pay him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, think about it, Tony. You know, hey, call me. Pay me. Pay Jay. Jay is driving right now. We don't know where Jay is. We're going to find out. I can't wait to figure out where Jay is. But as we continue on, gentlemen, one of the biggest storylines outside of what we just now covered, right, has been the fact that in just about a week or so, or matter of fact, in less than 20 days, football will begin, and there will be no more weekends without football. I know you're excited about that. I'm excited about that too. I mean, I can hear it, you know, in the crowd right now. Everybody's uplifted as we think about football and the starting of the game. So where I'm at with it is, what are some of the biggest headlines now that we're 20 days away from the upcoming college football season?
Can Indiana repeat and do what they did last year? Can they run the table again and go undefeated? You know, they have a lot of turnover. Quarterbacks gone, Mendoza. They got some receivers gone. They got some players gone. Is Kurt Signetti the real deal? I mean, he won the national championship last year. If he backs it up with an undefeated season and goes to the title game, is Kirk Signetti going to back up his talk? Because he's been talking a lot. He's like, I'm the guy. I'm the coach. You know, when you Google my name, all you see is winning. So let's see if he can back this stuff up. I'm very interested. There's a lot of teams. Indiana went from the hunter to now they got the bullseye on their back. So that's the biggest college football storyline in my mind is, can Indiana do it again?
Yeah, I like that one. You know, they reloaded through the transfer portal. They had some real big recruits pop in. You never really get an opportunity to hear about, you know, things like Indiana and recruiting classes and stuff. But right now, of course, with the Big Ten being the big man on campus, so to speak, after being in the national championship game and winning 3 of them, we got to pay attention to the Big Ten. Got to. No more ignoring them. That's what it is. So, Bobby G, when you think about some of the biggest college football headlines going into the season. 20 days away. What do you think of, or what comes to mind for you, bro?
There's only one question to be asked going into the college football season. Is the U back for real? That's all people want to know. We were runner-up last season, lost in the championship game to aforementioned Indiana. In a game we could have won. We're returning with a better quarterback. Darian Mensah transferred from Duke, had a great season at Duke last year. I think going into the season, I think he's the ACC preseason player of the year. And coming off of what we did last year, that pressure feels like it's back. Like Miami used to be one of those schools. It was championship or bust every year. And, just like Dallas Cowboys quarterback, like one of the top spots in America was quarterback at the University of Miami. Feels like those days are back. We got a major weapon, Heisman hopeful, Malachi Toney, offensive weapon. The defense, we lost some very, very good pieces on defense, not gonna lie. But the defense still looks stout. So everybody wants to know, man, is the U back? Are we for real? And I think the answer is yes.
Yep, I do as well.
I like it. So for me, as I think about what's going on, for me, it's more like, let me tell you something, man. So it's the headline, or for me, is more so something that's probably every season, but of course it's going to change a little bit. The biggest headline is who is on the hot seat, which teams are on the hot seat. And for me, two names that come to mind because of prominence of the university and the coaches and the way that they were prior to getting to these situations. It makes me think of Clemson and Dabo Swinney, and USC and the Trojans and Lincoln Riley. Last year, Clemson went 7-6, Trojans went 9-4. But it was even them going 9-4, it was more so a lackluster 9-4. Clemson finished the season 7-6, with a loss to Penn State in the Pinstripe Bowl. One of the worst seasons in the Dabo Swinney era. Wow. Who knew? But then, of course, Lincoln Riley on the other end at USC finishes 9-4. It doesn't really show the whole story. The idea is, Riley came into the situation with such fanfare that how can we ignore that they had Caleb Williams? They were USC. The recruiting for USC used to be up the wazoo. And in the middle of the NIL era, they're not seeming to put together any of those famed rosters that at one point in time we would go and clamor for at a University of Southern California. You know what I'm saying? And must I remind people that at one time Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart and Lindell White were all on the same team? Hello. Yes, we know about the allegations and who was getting paid and how it was going under the table, and somebody's mama got to move into an apartment or something, but at the same time, now that you can pay them for real, where are these players at? I know the idea is the conference isn't the same and the competition isn't set up properly, but 9-4 is good. I get it. But at the University of Southern California, I would think that they would be somewhere close to a championship, in the national championship playoff picture often. And I can say the same thing for Dabo Swinney, because as I live and breathe here in Jacksonville, I don't remember nothing too crazy besides Trevor Lawrence. And this is and I have to honestly say that I love Dabo Swinney as he goes through the ups and downs of being in the ACC and him thinking he's not getting enough respect, and him kind of clamoring to, boosters about the funds and on media day. I love that, because he's not necessarily giving up, but at the same time, how are we not putting the product out there to equal what it was at one point in time, once again, when the money was not involved? This is Clemson University. Why can't you? Why? Where's the recruiting of the players that at one point in time were there every season?
I don't know. I don't know if it's changed, but Dabo Swinney does not believe in NIL.
And that was one of the original stories. Yes, sir.
As short as 2 years ago, his mindset was, I'm not going through NIL. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not going into there. So he just basically recruits, and whoever he recruits and comes to Clemson, that's his team. He might tweak it one little bit. In the USC thing, as long as they're in the Big Ten, they'll never get to the national championship game. Too many roadblocks.
Yeah, too many. Yeah, I mean now, Big Ten. The Big Ten's making so much noise, bro. You got the 9-4 ain't gonna cut it, baby.
I got a question for you guys.
What's that?
Since you mentioned Reggie Bush and we're talking about college football, who are your top 5 players that missed out on the NIL?
Ooh, easy. I got a good couple. Mike Williams, ooh wee. All right. Vince Young, ooh wee. Ricky Williams. Lindell White was really the one that could have got some money, but he possibly got some money still. We don't know. Speculation. You know what I mean? I guess Larry Fitzgerald at Pitt is kind of different, but
Doug Flutie at Boston College.
Yeah, Doug. And in Boston, that's mob town, baby. We could have been paying him. They could have been paying him all kinds of stuff,
Bobby, I'll give you some of your guys. Michael Urban at Miami.
Oh yeah.
Clinton
in Miami.
Clinton Portis, Vinny Testaverde. Those guys.
Mm-hmm.
If they were in the NIL, just think with Michael Urban especially. He was one of the best wide receivers in college football that nobody ever talks about, basically.
Right, and think about those Miami running back rooms. Come on, think about those Miami running back rooms. Yeah. McGahee, Portis, and Gore. We might as well go ahead and throw 13-14 million out the window right now.
Yeah, Najee Davenport was on the
Najee Davenport too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Texas. When we think about Texas, Priest Holmes was there. When Priest Holmes, Ricky Williams was out there, Jamal Charles. Yeah, and very slept on, but also a really good running back in that same lineage. Cedric Benson was right there too with Texas. Cedric Benson was very slept on, but there were a lot of players that I think missed out on the NIL train. That right now, they would be top dollar guys.
Oh, no question.
Surprised none of you mentioned the Godfather, man. Tim Tebow. I think Tim Tebow would have been the highest paid NIL player ever. He would
have given his money to charity, though. He would have given his money to charity. He would have did something cool.
I'd have to think, there's got to be somebody else out there. Yeah, Tim Tebow. He win 3 national championships in Florida?
Two.
Shout out to Chris Lee. Nobody talks about him, man, but he was there.
Chris, we have $2,000 just lying around someplace.
All right, guys, as we get ready to get into the heat and the crux of the show, I will be remiss to not make sure that everyone knows. Hold on, I got to do it. So here we go.
Unique.
Every time we do this, somehow, some way, I gotta talk about my people, man. My people out there at Unique Trends and Styles doing their thing, cutting it up right now. Big shouts out to everybody at the shop. Right now, RecRoomSports Nation is got to be on point because we got to look sharp and style matters. I don't know if you see my beard, but it is well defined as of right now. So if you're anywhere in the Jacksonville area or out and about closer to Orange Park, right now, your first visit is 10% discounted by me. That's right, your boy K Witt from D and Unique, because when you go, you can come in as a customer and leave out as family. So please do us a huge favor and dial 904-592-7135. That's 904-592-7135. Located on 266 Blandon Boulevard, Suite 8A, right next to City Thrift. Come in as a customer, return as family. CD and Unique, and shout out to them both. Boy, let me tell you something. They was doing some things before I left the shop early today. I can't wait to see the finished product. Can't forget about my homie, Miss Sheree, always holding us down with the locks and the wicks. And big ups to one of our newest sponsors, the Detergent Man, who just opened the warehouse. Big shout out to the Detergent Man doing his thing. If you don't know, make sure you check out the ads that we will be posting on our social media for the Detergent Man, because right about now he's doing them $25 buckets and they are going ham. The $25 buckets are going crazy right now. Get your detergent set for the whole year and make sure you look out and give them a call and say, hey, look, I saw it on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. We'll be right back right here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. Bobby G, Scott Cole, and your boy K. Witt. We'll be back. All right, y'all. You know how we do right here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. It's your boy K. Witt, my number one draft pick. Don't forget once again to check in with our latest sponsor, the Detergent Man, right here in North Florida, serving your detergent needs. I'm talking about, he got all the brands, all the smells, set beads, bleach, dryer sheets. He got buckets of it. When I say buckets, real buckets, I can't wait to get some of my love. You know how it is, man. You get that fresh gain scent on like a comforter and you go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It don't no longer, you know, and I'm a guy with kids, so you know my sheets get a little sticky, get juice on it, chips, you know what I'm saying? I'm laying on like Doritos and stuff like that. So I can't wait to wash my sheets when I'm done and get ready for dinner. Big shouts out to the Detergent Man for looking out for us here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. But once again, as we get back into the show, gentlemen, last week was a momentous occasion, man. I think the John literally took place around Friday, where all of a sudden the world stopped. And I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. I'm at work, I'm doing my thing, doing a transaction for a member. Four different men, two of which I know from doing that stuff from coming in my credit union. Four different men stopped and all of a sudden began to gasp and exclaim loudly at their phones. And my boy, big shouts out to Money Mike. That's right, my guy Mike from the job. Mike comes out of the office and goes, "Yo, Witt, LeBron signed with Philly." Oh my God, it was pandemonium in the branch. Everybody had to stop and talk. The world did a handstand for just enough time for us to realize that LeBron James' new destination will be the Philadelphia 76ers. So first, gentlemen, let's take a look at the picture from a GM standpoint. The Kings' new home. LeBron signs for 2 years, $8.3 million with the 76ers. Now, we will dive deep into the ramifications of the sign, of the signing by LeBron. But let's just look at it from a GM standpoint at the roster and what it means for like the town of Philly right now. Because I gotta say this, when we talked about this more than 25, 26, 27 days ago, we were on the edge of our seats here on the RecRoomSports radio show, and we were saying, yeah, it's tailor-made for him to go home, or it's tailor-made for him to go to maybe Golden State, or it's tailor-made for him to return to Miami. We was all wrong. We were all wrong. How did this come about, gentlemen, in your opinion? And of course, we'll start with the Cleveland native himself, Bobby G. I know, as a sports fan, you're very optimistic about things and how they do happen and when they do happen. So I'm definitely interested in knowing, as a Cleveland supporter, where are you on this, as he did not return home?
Yeah. Like it or we need a lot more than LeBron James to compete for a championship. So at the end of the day, I figured it would come down to Cleveland and Philly. I figured the things we had in place may be enough. Not 100% certain, but it had to be either or. That was a logical choice, right? When you look at all teams considered, and you can eliminate Minnesota. Like, really, what's the point of going to Minnesota? You can eliminate a Golden State to a degree. Yeah, we know he's always kind of mentioned playing with Steph, and those guys, but could he really ever go to Golden State? Like, no. If he still wanted to compete and win, there's clear places he couldn't go. You can't go to OKC. You can't go to San Antonio. You can't go to the Knicks just for optics. So that literally left with 3 places, which were Miami, Philadelphia, and Cleveland. And I didn't see a point going to Miami. I didn't think if he went there, I didn't think they'd be, and I still don't think they'll be able to put together a good enough roster. And if you look at the history of the NBA, no team has ever won a championship with the power forward and center being the 2 best players on the team. So, yeah. So that left Philly and Cleveland, and you can't be mad either way. Yes, analytically we are fine.
Yeah.
But it was a toss-up. I mean, he chose Philly. I can see why. If you just lay it out man for man, right now I'd take a Maxey over Harden. Right now I'd take a Jalen Brunson over Donovan Mitchell. I'd take Evan Mobley over Embiid right now for health reasons. But when you add the other factors in, like a VJ Edgecombe, and you also got Anthony Simons coming off the bench, that kind of evens it out for Philly. Now they just got to make a couple tweaks. You got to fill out that bench, and they got a really good shot at coming out of the East. So, and he will be a major part of it. Like, he's not along for the ride. He will be a major part, and I mean, just the knowledge and gamesmanship he'll be able to pass on to Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, man. To see those guys in the future is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, when you think about the future ramifications for Philadelphia, what it'll mean for, a lot of players, and I'm gonna get into mine in a minute. But yeah, it's definitely some deep rooted, if they could only learn from the best, imagine what they'll be type stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got like, y'all remember Kung Fu? Remember Kung Fu? Just imagine Kwai Chang Caine coming to town. Okay. We didn't heard about him whooping up on everybody else, but now he is coming to whoop up on Philadelphia. Uncle Scott, you've been there. You've actually discussed it on multiple programs. I've watched you over the last week or so. Your thoughts on LeBron making Philadelphia his next destination?
Okay, so I get it's LeBron.
For the joint.
I get it's LeBron. I get he's one of the top. He's one of the top 5 players in the NBA history. If this was Joe Smith or Al Horford, sorry Al, I got to put your name in this, but I gotta. Would we be talking about this as long as we have been? It's a 42-year-old player. Father Time catches up with everybody. Everybody. Are we sure that LeBron, maybe after year 1, is going to regress to a player that's just 20%, decreased 20%, 30%? Are we sure about this? He'll be 43 in the second year of this deal. There's too many mouths to feed in Philadelphia. I don't know how this is all going to work. Jaylen Brown wants the ball. Joel Embiid wants the ball. LeBron wants the ball. Maxey wants the ball. Edgecombe wants the ball. I don't know how this is going to work. We've seen ultra uber talented teams before not live up to what they were supposed to be. My hot take is the Sixers don't even make the Eastern Conference Finals next year. I think they're going to get knocked out by somebody. I think all these players that want the ball are not going to be happy.
What?
Jaylen Brown came from Boston, where he and Tatum were the guys.
What?
They had the ball in their hands 75% of the time in games. Now you're asking Jaylen Brown to maybe have the ball in his hands 40%, 50%. Joel Embiid, we don't know his health situation. He could miss 45 games next year. That would be a blow to the Sixers if he does, because that's their starting center and MVP. LeBron will play. No question in my mind. Maxey will play. No question in my mind. But there's too many mouths to feed in Philadelphia. How is Nick Nurse going to make this all work and keep all these guys happy? Is LeBron going to be happy scoring 17 points a game? Is Maxey going to be happy scoring 13 a game? Is Jaylen Brown going to be happy scoring 20 a game? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. So I would caution people. I get LeBron going to Philadelphia looks on paper like they are the team in the East to compete, but Indiana's back healthy again. The Knicks are the defending champions. Cleveland's got a ton of talent on their team. And even though Boston lost all these guys, they signed some guys that could help them out. So Philly's going to be in that mix, but I don't think they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals next year. I think they're going to get knocked out in the semis by somebody. So that'd be my take.
Fair, but it's different when people come in with a certain cachet. Like you said, Nick Nurse is a champion. LeBron's a champion. Jaylen Brown's a champion. And it's been obviously because LeBron's thought it was, Cleveland was in the mix. There's been a lot of talk lately about when he came back in 2014. And that talk was he basically came in, and remember, you had a young Kyrie Irving.
Yep.
You had a young Deion Waiters, a young Tristan Thompson. Yep. And the word is he came in and just got them all together and said, look, if y'all shut up and y'all listen, we will win.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, except for Deion Waiters, and that's why he got shipped out. But Tristan and Kyrie shut up, and they listened, and they won.
Yep.
Now, if he can come in, and there's already video of him connecting with Maxey and them getting together and working out. I think they still have that type of reverence, he and Embiid, to where if LeBron comes in and said, look, if y'all shut up and y'all listen, we will win. I will show you how. And this time it helps that he has now, he's just not the old man in the room talking trash. He's got a Jaylen Brown to essentially back him up. Because remember, on the way to winning, he essentially taught Jaylen Brown how to win, because we went through the Celtics a couple of those years when he was in Cleveland. So he's seen up close and personal, what makes LeBron LeBron and why he is who he is. So he's got that backup. So I think they'll be fine.
Okay. And then it's time there for me. There's a lot of ways to break down this John. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways because as I try to just stick around the crux of thinking about the team and its constitution. Right now, as I've read and heard multiple times, this team is now constructed with 4 of the top 15 fast break scoring players in the whole NBA. 4 of them. Who is not the 4th person? Joel Embiid. The rotation of the earth moves just about faster than Joel Embiid when necessary, but Joel Embiid is known to move his feet. He's a big man who's nimble and quick when he's 100% healthy. I would like to not only challenge the roster of the 76ers, but I really want to challenge? This is a tough one because this person should be our special delivery, right? This person really should be who we have to lean on in this moment, and it's not LeBron James, and it's not Joel Embiid. It's Andre Drummond. If Andre Drummond is still playing for the Philadelphia 76ers, I need Andre Drummond to strap it up.
He's not.
Okay. Yeah, okay. See, there it goes. Somebody who is not, because the idea is they will try to re-sign Andre Drummond, or they will try to give him another contract who will be a serviceable big man, because the idea will be to preserve Joel Embiid for the 16 games that it takes to win the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Who is the backup center?
Andre Drummond's with the Knicks.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, excuse me. Let's get off Andre Drummond. So who's the backup center? You know what I'm saying? Whoever the backup center will be in that position is where I think my focus would lie. Because as the season goes on and progresses, and we get an opportunity to see Joel Embiid, whether at 100% or 75, very much not his full self like he was before. This is an opportunity for us to say, okay, what can we do to extend the shelf life of Joel Embiid? Because we've seen the process at its peak. We've seen the process at its lowest point, but we've never seen it like this. Never. The idea is we've seen everything that LeBron has touched within about a year to 2 years turn into gold. I knew, and I think, and I want to say this real quick. The situation with the Miami Heat, right, where someone decided to leak a link, which would have at the time been for a LeBron James press conference once he signed with the Heat. As soon as I saw that, I knew it was over. As soon as I saw that, I knew he wasn't going there, and I feel sorry for that person because I know they got fired. Okay, I know they got fired. They probably got fired and berated by Pat Riley. Okay, ain't nothing like the boss of bosses coming to tell you how much of a bad job you're doing. But I still thought that there was hope for a LeBron James, Steph Curry uniting one last time to try and prove that they could play ball together. But in my heart of hearts, I do not think that LeBron James would have gone to Philadelphia if Jaylen Brown was not on that roster. I don't think so. So I blame Brad Stevens. I blame Brad Stevens. In reality,
no, I blame the owner.
Yeah, I blame anybody that didn't pump the brakes on trading Jaylen Brown.
Yep, I blame the owner. The owner wanted him.
Somebody could have said, "Hey, man, think about this," and then when they did, they said, well, you know what? He's not going to have too much of an impact on Philadelphia. Yes, he will. Yeah, he will. What are you talking about? And I'm gonna move on after this. One of the things that I like about this is you know, LeBron is a smart guy, right? And so is Jaylen Brown. We know about Jaylen Brown's, mental aptitude. So for me to put two smart brothers in the room and say, hey, let's have a conversation, let's build, and somehow, some way, we don't get the opportunity to say, that we can build together for the future. I'm going to Las Vegas eventually. Why don't you see what we could do here? Bob Myers, hello, one of the best people that can constitute, winning, is out there in Philadelphia. Let's talk to him about being owners. Let's talk to him about ownership.
There's another guy that Bobby doesn't want to mention.
Who's that?
In Philly right now, that came from someplace Bobby knows.
Uh-oh. And who's that?
Dean Wade.
Dean Wade, yes.
No, the GM. Who's the GM now? Who's the guy?
Yeah, Gansey. Mike Gansey.
Mike Gansey.
Gansey came from Cleveland.
Mike Gansey, the real, Mike Gansey, the real, runner up to, I think, what did the Mr. Basketball Ohio?
Yeah, it's a conspiracy.
I swear I read that, and I was like, yo, I remember seeing the picture of who's this white guy, but he's a legend out there in the streets though, apparently.
Yeah, he was a hooper. But my thing is, he knew he was going to be in a conversation for a potential GM job this summer. It just happened to be Philly, and you held on to there's no way our GM didn't know about these maneuvers, or either you held on to these. It befuddles me that he makes these moves. He was our assistant GM, and we didn't even attempt, or something's going on.
Yeah,
he was holding out on management, because what if he doesn't get a GM job? Do we now make these moves? Is he like, hey, Kobe, I think we can get a line. It just, the whole thing stinks to me.
And this is where I'm saying. So look at this lineup of people that LeBron can refer to, who either were constituents or have seen him play, or coached against him, or GM'd against him. So Mike Gansey is the president of basketball operations. Elton Brand's the general manager. Bob Myers is the president and oversees sports operations for ownership. Bob Myers from Golden State now, and Nick Nurse is the head coach. This is a brain trust which LeBron can, in the offseason, say, hey, Jaylen Brown, come over here with me. You said you wanted equity in the team. You want to learn how teams are constructed, how we can do better. I'm going to eventually go to Las Vegas, young man. Why don't you eventually, see, when you do your swan song in 5 years, maybe you can come play for me. And the things you want, we'll find a way to get you, because Jaylen Brown mentioned equity in the team. LeBron want to own the team. Everybody loves Bob Myers. They can figure out how to do it.
That's the thing. You sit down with Bob Myers and you can have one conversation how to build a team, and you'll know. You'll know right away.
Immediately.
You'll Golden State from the ground up.
Immediately.
Yeah.
So it's kind of not fair that, once again, I'm blaming Brad Stevens
and Bill Chisholm.
Brad Stevens, Bill Chisholm. I'm blaming y'all for how this is going to go going into the next season.
Don't think Jason Tatum didn't have something to do with this behind the scenes.
Yeah,
the more I believe he had something to do with this.
Big shout out to Uncle Bo over there watching on IG. Uncle Bo says that LeBron's about to be the sixth man of the year. Yeah, right. He can do whatever he wants. LeBron is.
I don't think LeBron signed in Philly to come off the bench.
Hey, listen, you never know. LeBron can say, "Hey, you guys, I'm holding out just for a little while. Y'all got it."
Let me untie my sneakers and put it up on the stool here. Yeah. You guys go play. I'll just check in when I want to check.
Let me pull up my socks a little bit higher, guys. You guys got it. But anyway, let's continue on, gentlemen. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a little game, and I love to call "What's the Problem?" So, what's the problem, gentlemen? We will diverge just a little bit as we think about the other teams in and around the Eastern Conference and the NBA who will have to deal with this. So,
What the problem is.
Yeah, what the problem is? What's really going on? How is this going to affect not only Philadelphia, but at the same time,
What the problem is.
around Philly? Because let's think about this, okay? And Bobby knows this for a fact, or to a degree, to a fact. So the stimulus package, which comes with LeBron, is one of the things that I want to talk about the problem. Because if you've been living under a rock, you should know that at its peak and in its heyday, the Miami Heat economy went up $3.7 million per weekend when the Miami Heat were at home. In and around the Cleveland area when they were playing at the Q, the Cleveland economy spiked $3.54 million. This is reportedly. In and around the weekend games, which LeBron James was involved. So don't forget about ticket revenues surging, local spending boosts, merchandise sales, national media exposure. I need to know, gentlemen, how in the world is this going to be a thing? So, like, what
the problem is.
What's going to be the problem in Philly? Is going to get lava? Is traffic going to get bad? Somebody's going to have to eat this. Okay, somebody's going to have to take on the brunt of what comes with LeBron. And it's the people in Philly. Okay, the people in and around the area will participate. They will buy the jerseys. They are going to go nuts. We're going to see Freeway at the game once again. We're going to see all and I'm shout out to all my brothers in Philly. Salam alaikum. It's a huge Muslim population in Philly. We're going to see all the brothers, all the sisters with the hijabs at the games. It's going to be a big deal in Philadelphia, and they will take on the responsibility. So that's going to be one of the problems. Look, the hood is going to come out to support because the economy will be spiked because they are coming to support LeBron James. But as I pass that on, fellas, what's going to be the problem with the Eastern Conference? Because we are seemingly skipping over this year's NBA champions, the New York Knicks. What's going to be the problem? Like, how do we get to? I don't want to skip over anything, but the point where they are automatically in the NBA Finals, or at least the Eastern Conference Finals, without dealing with the New York Knicks.
What the problem is.
Is this real or not, Scott?
I think it's going to be too top heavy. I think you're going to have 4 or 5 teams at the top, and then you're going to have 2 or 3 teams in the middle, and then you're going to have the rest of the teams stink. So I honestly think this. I want to pull so bad for Washington, but they've just screwed up so many times year after year that I can't. Atlanta will be good. I just think it's going to be too top heavy. I think you're going to have the Knicks, Sixers, the Pacers, the Cavs. Pistons I'm not sold on yet. They need to show me another year for me to believe in them. But those 4 teams, the first 4 I mentioned, are going to be really, really good. And then you're going to have the Pistons and the Celtics and a couple other teams. And then you're going to have the rest of the teams. So I think it's just going to be too top heavy. I just don't see a scenario where Cleveland, Indiana, Philly, and New York are not the top 4 seeds in the East this year.
Same thing, Bobby G, man. As we think about the issues that it will create for the rest of the Eastern Conference, I need to know
the problem is.
What's the problem with Philly adding LeBron to an already stacked Eastern Conference?
No problem. If you want to compete, you add good players. But I agree with Scott. I think I'll throw Charlotte in there. I think Charlotte's going to be much improved.
Yeah.
I like that one.
But yeah, it's a 4-team race. At the end of the day, the one thing you're hoping from Philly, usually when you put teams together like that, it takes a year. It takes a season to get it together and to come back. Like we look at the Knicks have been at this for 4 years, right? We look how long it took the Celtics to come together, how long it took the Bucks to come together before they finally broke through. The Pacers were coming together and finally broke through, and then Halliburton got hurt. It was unfortunate. So yeah, 4-team race, and if Philly could miraculously break through, that'd be great. But it's Cleveland, it's Boston, it's the Knicks. It's probably Philly, and then it's everybody else.
Yeah. And I'm somewhere with you, Robbie, because
in Indiana, got Indiana.
In Indiana, yeah, that's what I think the dark horse is. I really want to say that I'm going to give LeBron his just due because it has happened everywhere he's gone. It has taken some time to form, and I think that these young players, these really young players, getting the opportunity to play with their GOAT. You know what I'm saying? We could argue about Michael Jordan. We, as in the older, that's this generation, we could argue about Michael Jordan. We could argue about Kobe. But Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, definitely Jaylen Brown, who said it out loud, their GOAT is coming to their team. They will not want to let him down. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to see the buyouts that will happen as they begin to bolster their roster with mid-level exceptions and veteran minimums. But I really am interested in seeing, what's going to be the problem.
What the problem is
when Miami gets fully constructed. How is Miami going to look after they add, Giannis?
It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse than Philly. Giannis and Bam Adebayo construct about 70% of that roster space.
Yeah,
because Giannis makes a ton and Adebayo makes a ton. They're going to have to sign guys on veteran minimum, a bunch of guys. And that's not good because veteran minimum guys, who are you signing? Look at the Celtics. Mike Conley. Guys like that. Guys that are in their late 30s or rookies that you got to sign cheap. So that's why I think Giannis is in the same situation in Miami as he was in Milwaukee. And that's not going to help him at all. He's going to be like halfway through the year, why did I come here? Why did I come here?
Yeah, multiple podcasts and info streams are reporting that Miami is heavily pursuing a buyout for Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson to get bought out from Dallas and then show up. And because of course everybody's answer is going to be, everybody's answer is going to be, hey, look, you need shooting. How do we get it? We get the veterans. We get the guys that have been playing around. Contavious Caldwell-Pope is headed to Philly supposedly. You know what I'm saying? Drew Holiday has been a name thrown out there to possibly, leave the Trailblazers because, of course, that they're clogged backcourt. They're going to be names that are really synonymous with winning that will be moved around here. And then, the possibility of Russell Westbrook making a guest appearance one more time, and because he's contemplating retirement because the game has moved on. There's some names that we will be looking at like, wow, I wish they were playing together 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they will be on these teams. I am still thinking that the Knicks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Celtics will have a lot to do with how the Philadelphia 76ers are perceived. Will the game be fast? Yes, very fast. Will they create points on fast breaks? Ton of points. But when that game slows down and it becomes a half-court game like it does in the postseason, will Joel Embiid be healthy? And how will they play together? And that's that. So, what's the problem with the Philadelphia 76ers? I can't wait to really figure it out as we continue on. So, guys,
you're talking about Miami. Think about this.
What?
Right now, your third best player is either Tim Hardaway Jr. or Bobby Portis.
Yeah, I mean, just
the guy. Yeah, and they're trying, and I'm with it, and I love Tim Hardaway Jr., but I think that they're trying to say, hey, we're gonna unleash him on the league. This is finally his chance to be That guy. This is finally that time. But speaking of just being that guy, make sure you give a call to the Detergent Man. We will have all of his ads up and around all of our social medias here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. Big shouts out to our guy Nick Bodkins on Wednesdays with their episodes of Head Kicks and Haymakers. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. 2-minute break. We'll be right back right here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Of course. Don't forget, the Laundry Detergent Man is in the building. You can find him on all social media platforms. If you are looking for him, when you type in the Laundry Detergent Man on Facebook and on TikTok, you will see this. So this past weekend, he just opened up his warehouse with the $25 a gallon buckets. Now, I personally know that there are more buckets. Okay, I don't ask me how I know, but I know. So if you give him a call and you make sure that you reached out to him and said, "Hey, I saw this on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. I heard you got them $25 buckets going crazy. Was really, really good." He will give you the discount still from the warehouse. You're gonna have to meet him. You're gonna shake his hand, get the quality, get the savings, and meet the man. That's right, the Laundry Detergent Man, right here in North Florida. That's right, North Jacksonville. You see right up there on the top of that, it's 6051 Curtin, baby. You can pull up on him at the warehouse. He'll be there. Now, gentlemen, as we move forward, this is the part of the show where we normally do a little bit of fun stuff, right? We bring the internet to the radio. That's what we do. But right now, we bring it right here to YouTube, and we will find a way to dig up a story no matter what. So this is a good one, right? The grass ain't always greener. Is Bill Belichick in the hot seat? We said that there were 20 more days before we reach the start of the college football season. I know Uncle Scott's ready. I know Bobby G is ready. I wish our guy AP Allen Morales is here, but he's working a 15-hour shift. the idea would be that there's no Sunday afterwards that without football. So there's also going to be no weekend that Bill Belichick will not be pulling out his proverbial hair as he tries to figure out how to overcome this obstacle which was put in front of him, where his self-appointed GM, is now on paid administrative leave as he is under investigation for conduct detrimental to the university. Also, numerous infractions of NIL misdealings are also under the investigation from the NCAA. Right now, it's not the best time to be a University of North Carolina football player. Big shouts out to our guy Jay, who we will discover where he is in just a few moments. But the grass ain't always greener, fellas. As we think about this moment in time where Bill Belichick, the famed, vaunted coach from, the days of old, from the Cleveland Browns to a New York Jets sideline, to the Patriots and championships and Tom Brady, and now it's like womp, womp, womp in North Carolina. As we think about that and his legacy, what are we putting on the emphasis to emphasize what is his current situation at the University of North Carolina, Uncle Scott?
So first, I'll start it off by saying the Patriots wouldn't be in the position they are in without two men, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. He wanted so bad to go to North Carolina and win and stick it to Bob Kraft so badly that when they lost the first game and they started not performing up to Belichick's standards, he was like, oh, damn, I'm in trouble. I think he knows he was in trouble last year, and he was. You can't sneak around NCAA regulations. Like in the NFL, you can kind of sneak around the rules and not get caught or not break them. At the NCAA, you can't do that. And Bill Belichick's not used to that. This is his first journey into college coaching. I think Bill Belichick is in serious trouble at North Carolina, and I would not be surprised if they start off 1-5, 1-6, if the AD goes to him and says, hey, how much will it take to buy you out? Because I think he'll be done. I think this is the tip of the iceberg with Lombardi being suspended. I just think that he's on his way out of North Carolina, and I don't think he'll ever coach again. I think he's done. He leaves North Carolina. He will never coach again.
Wow. Dang,
he may be in a front office role or a special assistant to the owner's role, but you will never see him on the sideline again. He is done. He's a late 70s-year-old coach who wants it his way or no way at all. And I just think that teams in the NFL and other college programs will say, no, it doesn't work for us. So,
wow. Yeah, tell us how you really feel, Uncle Scott.
trying to be honest, I love Belichick for what he did in New England, but the GM Belichick never did the head coach Belichick any favors with his drafting and his maneuvers.
Yeah,
so
definitely did. Yeah, Bobby G, man, you're around the sports world every time. Big shouts out to you. You're going to be real busy tonight on your show with the guys from Audible Sports Podcast, where Life of Sports Meet Culture. Big shouts to our guy, Wild Carmar, and our homegirl of the show. That's right, the FOTG, Miss Averill. You have to think about this in the concept of, if there was another way that we could think about Bill Belichick right now, even though it's not really good at North Carolina, is this affecting his legacy, or is it just a roll of the dice? Shout out to roll of the dice. You're in Vegas, you know what I mean?
No, it's not affecting his legacy. Like, what are we talking about? Daniel Tosh, the comedian Daniel Tosh, used to host a show called Tosh Point Up. And he used to tell his joke about Brett Favre, because Brett Favre, obviously started the trend of waiting, basically trying to skip training camp and waiting until the last possible second, like, yeah, I'm going to play. And he used to run this joke that Brett Favre was going to find a way to get paid till he was like 80 years old. So, oh, I can be a backup quarterback. Yeah, I'm gonna take that check. Oh, I can run a scout team. I'm gonna take that check too. That's Bill Belichick.
Yep.
Like when him and Robert Kraft got on the outs, it was like he could have rolled off into the sunset, but then him came North Carolina because colleges are always looking for some gimmick or something to outdo. Hey, Bill Belichick, come on down. We'll pay you. We'll give you $30 million. And Bill Belichick said, "What? $30 million? Yeah, I'll take that." Like that is it.
Right. Yeah.
That is it. They could fire him right now. He's still guaranteed. He got $10 million last year. He's guaranteed $20 more million. Like, Bill Belichick can give a rat's ass how many games he wins at the University of North Carolina. Why? Because he has 8 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
And it shows because you remember his press conferences last year? In New England, they were nothing. He said nothing. Yeah. At North Carolina, he was like the most laid back guy I've ever seen as a coach.
Yeah.
Like,
and guess what? My girlfriend looks better than every player on my roster.
Right. That's right.
So that's right. I don't give a damn. Y'all young gun. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm gonna sit here on the sidelines. I'm gonna sip what y'all think is Gatorade in this cup. I'm gonna sip on that. I'm gonna go home with my hot girlfriend, and y'all just tell me when it's over.
You said he's gonna be Urban Meyer. What? But yeah, dog. Listen, I'm 100% with you on this one. It's really not going to do anything because he's his claim to fame is stamped, it's signed, it's sealed. I think, and this is what I'm gonna say. I really think this is a big middle finger to the people that didn't vote him in first ballot on into the Hall of Fame. Screw you. I can be bad and I'm still going to do this. It doesn't matter. I'm Bill Belichick. My name rings bells. Google me. You know what I'm saying? Bill Belichick can really say it. Bill Belichick can really stand on business and say, Google me. You know?
Who's the greatest college coach of all time?
Huh.
Who's the greatest
Bear
college
Bryant?
coach?
That's what somebody going to say.
Bear
Nick
Bryant
Saban?
and Nick Saban.
Okay, right. See? Bear Bryant and Nick Saban. Nobody gives a damn that Nick Saban went out to Miami and flamed out.
Yeah, no.
So when the question, when it comes down and years go past and people are, hey, who's the greatest NFL coach of all time? Bill Belichick is going to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, easily he's going to be in the conversation.
When you look up the wins totals in the NFL, Bill Belichick is number 2.
Number 2, yeah, number 2. He would have to coach I think another season or 2 to be number 1.
Right.
But this is how I'm gonna leave this one, guys. In my mind, right? Send my girlfriend to college, let me coach, and I get to hang out a little bit, and then on top of that, I got free Jordans. Ooh, sign me up for that. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what I wanted to really wanted to throw out at this one, right? Okay. So the first 3 years are guaranteed in his contract. Okay. Yeah. If UNC were to terminate him before then, right, the school would owe him the remaining guaranteed compensation. The reports have estimated that the obligation is the numbers, guys, the numbers. This is for me, this is crazy because of course
More money.
$30 million is owed to Bill Belichick. Yeah, fire me if you want to, bro.
He does not care. He just does not care.
I'm straight. Yeah, you want to do a buyout, buy me out at 75% of that contract. Okay, or fire me and give me 30. Which one you want to do?
What was the caveat last year with Bill Belichick? Or some NFL team's going to come calling and they're going to hire him away from North Carolina. He's got to pay this buyout.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think to be honest with you, if he had Lincoln Riley's record of 9-4, somebody the phone would have rang and he'd been out.
Without question.
The phone would have rang, he'd been out. Get it and make it to the ACC championship game. The phone's ringing off the hook. Come to Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
You still got it, Bill.
Right. Yeah, you still got it, Coach. You
got it.
But since that didn't happen, we got more to worry about. And so let's go ahead and get on to it. So guys, we said we was going to have a little bit of fun today. I am excited about this one because we bring the internet to your radio, and the internet is in an uproar right now. Everybody knows why, because movies are happening, and movies like this one for Marvel are taking the world by storm. So, first of all, let me just say this, right? I am a huge Marvel fan. You know what I'm saying? This is really one of those times where every year and a half, 2 years, we get an epic Marvel movie. The Avengers Doomsday is later on this year, and right about now, if I'm not, it's about that time, right? Here we go. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man is jumping off out of the pages of lore once again this weekend, and we are literally going to be going crazy as we get an opportunity to see a brand new Spider-Man movie, right? And hold on, wait. If that's the case, then we got to play the music, okay? Because this one is about movies, ladies and gentlemen. So, in the lore and the essence of celebrating the release of a brand new Spider-Man movie, which debuted, I believe, yesterday, because there were people going to go see it, and you know how they do with them Spider-Man movies. I can't wait to see the numbers. Next Thursday, we'll tell you what the numbers were. Oh my goodness, it looks as though a man fresh off work is joining the show. We'll wait till he gets all the way in so we can join him. But
Spider-Man's coming on.
Spider-Man don't work this hard, baby. But once again, welcome to the show. One of the guys works hard on just about everything when it comes to Rec Room. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and make some noise for my friend and yours, 3-time rookie broadcaster of the year. But now he's going into 4-time rookie broadcaster of the year. But he's full-time at the job, ladies and gentlemen. AP Alan Morales. Welcome, Alan. Thanks for joining us.
We're done with the show, Alan. Let's go, Whit and Bobby. Alan, you can carry the rest of the show with us.
You made it to the fun part, Alan. You made it right to the fun part. So what we were talking about was doing some fun things. So football, once again, 20-something days away. There will be no weekends where we will not be able to watch a college football and then eventually a professional NFL game on the weekend. And we're going to get that fantasy league cranked back up. Big shouts out to Jaden Fantasy League and Tanner. Big shout out to Tanner. So we need the top 5 football movies. Gentlemen, top 5 football movies. And we might not have a list, but let's just work down some of our favorite football movies.
I have a list. I did a list.
Oh, you got a list? Okay,
let's
do it. Yeah, if you got a list, that's what I'm saying. If you got a list, then let's do it. Uncle Scott, you said it. Let's go ahead and just write out the list. You're gonna start it off with what? What we got?
Number 5 is The Waterboy with Adam Sandler, Bobby Boucher, and Vicky Valancourt. Any Adam Sandler movie, I think is a really good movie. So that's. I mean, he's a great actor. The cast was really good. Goes Waterboy to play it. So number 5 is The Waterboy for me.
Okay.
You want me to keep going? Or it might keep going.
Go for it.
Number 4 is The Replacements.
Okay.
Keanu Reeves. I mean, you're talking about a movie that goes back. I think 2006 it was made. So this is going back a little bit. I wanted to put on my top 5 list movies that that went back or was in the present, stuff like that. So Replacements is number 4. Number 3 for me is Invincible. It's the story of a bartender that tries out for the Eagles, wins a job, and the rest is history. Goes on, plays with the Eagles and stuff like that. Lifelong boyhood dream. So that's number 3. Number 2 is Brian's Song, 1971 movie. It's the friendship between Gail Sayers and Brian Piccolo. It's a movie that was made 5 decades ago, basically 55 years ago, but it stands the test of time. It's about the Bears, obviously. Gale Sayers, Brian Piccolo played for the Bears, and they sparked up a friendship that lasted, that probably still lasts to this day up above. You know, both of them passed away, obviously. So, and then number 1 is Jerry Maguire, sports agent.
Show me the money.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think this is a football movie. This guy was a sports agent. It is a football movie for everybody out there. Again, great job by cast. Jerry Maguire was probably one of my favorite movies to watch. It's on time and time again. You can catch it almost anywhere. It's on someplace. It's just a movie that stands the test of time. You know, so those are my top 5. Those are my top 5.
No,
I like it. Not a bad list at all. Can't go really. You can't go wrong with Brian's song. That's a life movie. That's a life movie. You know,
yeah. Friday Night Lights not on there, and all those movies that are on there because everybody has them on their list.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give a list that not many people like. Brian's song is never, and nobody ever mentions it, but it's a really good. It's a really good movie.
Yeah,
it's a movie that you need.
Very much a heart wrencher. For sure. I like it, man. I like it, Alan. You know, I know you are here, and thank you for joining us after a hard day's work. You know, bro, do you have a list of 5 of your favorite football movies? I'd love to hear what you're thinking.
Alan, I'm sorry I brought up Brian's song. I know it was way before your time, but old guys, we remember.
I'm about to show how young I am compared to everybody else here. So yeah, my 5 is a little different. But yeah, a lot of those movies I have seen Invincible at least, and that was a really good movie. It just was outside of my top 5. Number 5 for me is kind of a go-to favorite because just how much I love it. Little Giants. I love that movie. I really love that movie, especially when they do the annexation of Puerto Rico. That's like one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. So that is, I literally love that. I love that movie. Number 4, Any Given Sunday is another one that I really love. Yeah. I love that movie. So that would be number 4 for me. Number 3. Any iteration, whichever one, old or new, Longest Yard.
I like that.
Either the old one with what is it, Burt Russell?
Burt Reynolds, yeah.
Burt Reynolds and the Burt Russell. Oh, I'm sorry.
Burt Russell.
Again, I am tired. I have been working 11 hours today.
I know, bro. I know you was doing it today. You was doing it. Yeah, Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds in the first one, and then he's also in the second one too. So, either one is good. Number 2, Remember the Titans. One of my favorite movies of all time. And then number 1, Rudy.
Oh
yeah, Rudy. That's
right.
I love that movie.
Yeah, you take another
Rudy, and Remember the Titans for me are like 1A, 1B. Those are like 2 of my favorite movies of all time.
Rudy and Brian's song back to back. Just pass me the tissues, bro. Pass me the tissues, dog.
All right. Challenge accepted, fellas.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you got some heat, Bobby G. You got some heat.
Yeah, I'm a continue with the theme of naming movies that we haven't named. Let's not get double ups. I'm gonna go from the top down. So my number 1 movie is a movie that I'll probably watch this weekend, honestly. Let's go Varsity Blues, man. How about Johnny Moxon? You know, Lance Harbor, ironically, RIP, because both of them are no longer with us.
No longer here.
It's crazy.
It's crazy to think that now that you say that, right? They both passed.
And Billy Bob. Billy Bob's gone too, man.
Yeah.
Number 2, you know, how about The Program?
Come on, dog.
Get the tissues out with. Get the tissues.
Program, probably the best college football movie of all time. Number 3. What can I put in that number 3 slot? Let's go. I'm gonna hit nobody. Let's go. Heaven Can Wait.
Oh, wow.
Heaven Can Wait. Older movies about a guy who passes a quarterback who dies, and he like refuses to go to heaven. And he gets reincarnated as like some old rich guy, but he trains himself to play for the Rams, and actually ends up being reincarnated as the quarterback of the Rams in the Super Bowl. So it all worked out. He got his moment.
Yep.
That's nice. Number 3. Number 4. Let's get a little Gridiron Gang. You know, the juvenile delinquents out there causing trouble, and the first time most people saw Ghost from Power. Remember, he's in that movie. He was like the lead. He was like running the hood.
Yeah. He was not just that. That was true.
Yeah, Rock and Exhibit. You know, they're running the local youth center, or the whichever one you want to call it. I know they was trying not to really make it look like juvie. You know.
Yeah, right. It was juvie.
Yeah, the mouse has to be positive. And number 5, what's that 5th best football?
A lot of scowling in that movie. You know, Exhibit used to keep.
How about necessary roughness?
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah,
classic. Good old classic.
All right. Well, I like it, man. You know, this is what we're doing we delivering. We are delivering, especially right now.
There's one that wasn't mentioned, and I'm shocked that wasn't mentioned.
I got one that nobody said yet. I got one that nobody said yet.
We might do it.
All right. So here goes the ones that of course are at the. Everybody kind of mentioned an iteration or 2 of these. So I got Remember the Titans in there. Ain't no way that I can't do Remember the Titans. Denzel is Denzel, and will always be Denzel. That's how it's going to be. Friday Night Lights. We know what it is.
That's the one.
Friday Night Lights is my joint, okay? Because when we think about, football in high school in small town Texas, yes, give me that. All right.
But you know what sucks about honestly about Friday Night Lights, and I don't know why. I'm positive there's not a racial component. I don't know. The real freaking story is about forget Booby Miles. Is about that Dallas team. That Dallas caught the team that beat them. That should have been the stuff. Dude, they had like 6 guys go to the NFL on that team, and they had a bunch of guys that get caught that got arrested and went to prison for like robbery. After that football season.
After the game,
That's the movie that should have been made.
Yeah, that was really a killer team, literally. Then of course y'all caught it right. Then of course any given Sunday, Al Pacino's famous inches. It's all about inches. You know what I'm saying? About the inches in front of your face. Come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? And the NFL stars that were in it. You know what I'm saying? Jim Brown's in there. You got LT in there. And a little bit T.O. in there. Bill Bellamy Bill Bellamy played the perfect wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? I really think. And then, of course, the little did we know that the league was literally headed in that direction as we saw the old, grizzled veteran quarterback pocket passer be phased out by the mobile, arm talent guy, from a little unknown school. That really, it was happening. And I give Dennis Quaid and those guys 100% credit for doing the best. Now, of course, Jim Brown said that they was playing. They brought Jim Brown out there for some realness. Jim Brown was not playing when it was time to shoot that movie, from what I understand. You can go you can hear about that. The program
was supposed to be the original quarterback, right?
Huh? Who? He's Jim Brown?
You know who was supposed to be the original Willie Beeman?
Who?
Take that.
Oh, yeah, no. No.
Buffy just tried out for Willie Beeman.
Wow.
He had a private audition.
I'm so glad it didn't work out. So glad. Jamie Foxx did an awesome job in that one. You did the program. I know you said the program, one of the most realistic portrayals of college football, especially before NIL. the dark side of being a football player, which you join and steroids and stuff like that. One of the craziest things I'm gonna say this about Any Given Sunday. LT cutting that dude's truck apart in the driveway of his house.
Yeah.
I thought that was the wildest thing. And the point is, he could afford it. He was a shark. He'll buy him another one. That was the whole point. And then one of the ones I think we did not mention, right? We said Varsity Blues was another one. High school football, being around that element, it was very realistic. I went to a predominantly black school, so it was kind of like that, but like in the country, you know what I'm saying? So I 100% agree with it. But then the movie
discovered the whipped cream bikini.
Yeah, that's right. I thought the whipped cream bikini was real. But this one right here was one that I remember watching with my mom, and I thought it made football look so cool. And they even had a rap song in it. Wildcats, back in 1986, with Goldie Hawn playing the football coach.
That's right.
Wildcats football. Y'all remember that? I thought that was hilarious. My mom loved the movie. It was a good premise. There's always the premise about some really dedicated possibly Caucasian teacher going into the hood and teaching them something about themselves. And Goldie Hawn solidified like herself in the culture of just not just African Americans, but just football lore all across the place as she went in there and cleaned up and turned them into a winning program. And I love that. I thought it was funny, and Goldie Hawn played a great coach and turned those guys into a program. So, those are mine. Those are mine right there. Even though I went a little bit over, but yeah, there we. Oh yeah, no. And this is my honorable mention because I forgot. I had to like look for it. My honorable mention is American Underdog for the Kurt Warner story. The Kurt Warner movie. It was actually good. Yeah, it was actually good. Zachary Levi, who is Shazam, right? Zach Levi, who's Shazam, plays Kurt Warner, and the real part of the movie is like basically Kurt Warner is like your average guy meeting his wife, trying to do some country line dancing. Next thing you know, the barnstormers are calling him, and they're like, "Hey, come be the quarterback." And then they're going, "Hey, you taking too long to throw the ball. This is arena football. They're gonna clean your clock." And then boom, Kurt Warner takes that same effort, that same timing in his mind to the NFL, and when he gets his opportunity, blows the roof off the place because he's used to getting sacked in 2 seconds. He's reading the play and throwing the ball, and it worked. And it turned out to be a storied Hall of Fame career for Kurt Warner. So I can't forget about American Underdog.
Got the main part. Man said I give you $100 a touchdown.
Right.
Touchdown.
Right. Sign me up. Yeah, because they wasn't making no money for those barnstormers, boy. No money at all. And then when he started getting them touchdown, boy, that check got bigger and bigger. But so those are mine right there. That was my honorable mention. What you guys think about the movie so far? What we missing? Are we still missing the one you think about, Scott?
No, you hit Friday Night Lights. That was the one that wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't help it. My favorite part of that movie is Boopy crying. It's hilarious. I laugh every time.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, look,
we were supposed to go to the league.
But listen, but the thing that I think is the funny part is that when you Google or when you YouTube, like how I think that was his granddad or his uncle.
Yeah.
Like that's how he really was. Them interviews. Oh, yeah. That man was. It almost looked like they got the uncle to be in the movie. I own everything. You know what I'm saying? Because he was serious about that. Yeah, Boobie playing. Boobie gonna be there. You can't. Boobie was running the ball when he was 3 years old. he could run that rock. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. But and then the second thing that I think we're gonna do, which is pretty fun, in the in the symbolism of once again the brand new Spider-Man movie coming out. That's right, Peter Parker in a brand new day premiering this weekend. We will do some Marvel comparisons real quick. So I'm gonna hit the music, because Alan, did you hear the music?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, here you go. There you go. So, Marvel characters or Avengers that we could compare to some of our favorite NFL players. Who got one or two? What you got? Who you got?
Derrick Henry is the Hulk.
Derrick Henry's the Hulk. Okay.
Yeah, he's
I
the
got
one.
it.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I liked it. So I was gonna do. I had Sean McVay as Tony Stark.
I thought about that. That's a good one.
Yeah, Sean McVay as Tony Stark. Smart, young, charismatic, scheming up all kinds of things, building it in his garage, and then blowing the door. They're blowing the doors off of people. You know, when it's time to play football. That makes me think of Sean McVay.
It's hard. It's hard to do these and come up with comparisons of
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Dr. Octopus.
Okay. Got it. Well, somehow, some way, if there was an opportunity to throw Myles Garrett out there as Thrag, I would think that would be a good one. But
or Thanos.
Or Thanos, right? That was just smacking guys up on.
I mean, he does take up half the offensive line, so there you go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that definitely.
Or you could do Aaron Donald as Thanos, one of the two.
Aaron Donald could definitely be Thanos.
He is not in the NFL, sir.
We hope.
Yeah.
But now, it's so many ways to layer it, and it's wild to think that now as we look at a good guy who's turned bad, that's almost like Kirk Cousins going to the Raiders and playing for Oakland. So which is Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man, but then Robert Downey Jr. now being Dr. Doom. So that's like Kirk Cousins to me, very Kirk Cousins like.
What about Lamar as Spider-Man? Very athletic, very quick.
Yeah, Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Morales Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
See, why you got to be the Miles Spider-Man? Why can't he just be Spider-Man?
Why can't he be Peter Parker, right? Why can't he just be Peter Parker,
I mean, if he becomes a bad guy, just become the Prowler.
Hey, there you go. That's for sure. Yeah. So there's a couple of good ones, but those are the ones that jump out to me offhand, guys. And then of course, we're running over a little bit closer to the end of the show. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the back end, man, where we do something we normally like to do.
Shout out David Johnson. He has been named the successor to Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to David Johnson. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's definitely a big deal with that one. I'm excited to see what that's going to be like. Did you see The Long Walk? Did anybody see The Long Walk?
I did. Very good one.
David Johnson, the former NFL running back. That's David Johnson.
He used to play for Arizona, right? Yeah, that kid was real good till he hurt that knee. Yeah, right. Great pick. So our last thing will be, of course, the slice of life, in which this one's a little sensitive because literally these guys were fighting for their lives. And when I talk about fighting for their lives, I'm talking about Errol Spence and Anthony Joshua. So Errol Spence has been, in and out of the spotlight as, multiple weight division champion, and has now declared himself retired after a 3-year hiatus from the ring. And, we mostly remember him for being beat by Bud Crawford. And how it looked like Bud literally picked him apart in that ring. But Errol Spence had 2 horrific car crashes that he walked away from, and literally had facial reconstruction and all. But Bud Crawford somehow, some way, found the weaknesses in his game, in his defense, and made him look like he didn't even belong in the same ring. Just this past weekend, he fought Tim Tszyu after that 3-week layoff, and Tim Tszyu won by unanimous decision as he was pummeled around the ring. But you can see that Errol Spence was really taking in the moment as he did his ring, as he did his post-fight conversation. He was taking it all in. He might not have been there. And it's the same thing with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua fought this weekend, got knocked down 2 times in the ring. It looked bad. It was horrible. Oh my God! He should have never came back from after that car accident, which he was driving with other passengers, 2 of which whom died in South Africa as he was visiting family members, and literally had a fight this week. For this past weekend, it's crazy the type of determination or the level of determination that we see from our athletes when they go through something like this, and literally putting their lives on the line in the ring. Putting their lives on the line outside of the ring as well. So I want to give a big shout out to Errol Spence on a storied career, great career. It might not have ended the way he wanted to, but he reached the mountaintop. He was the big fish. He was the A side of a card. He was the main event. It was all about him at one point in time. And he deserves, his flowers. But then, of course, on the other side, we got Anthony Joshua, who will be in conversations with Matchroom and Tyson Fury to have one of the biggest boxing matches in heavyweight history hopefully in Wembley Stadium in the UK, as he takes on Tyson Fury, who, in my opinion, this fight should have happened maybe 4 or 5 years ago when both fighters were extremely relevant. But hey, no time better than now to win, close to $10 million purse or more. Hey, who knows? Turkey Al Sheikh put that money together and be in Saudi Arabia, and they walking out with double. So big shouts out to those gentlemen who not only fought for our entertainment, but fought for their lives and through some really, really horrific. Like if you go Google that car accident or the wreckage from the Anthony Joshua car, there's no way that large human being was folded up in that car and walked out alive. No way. It's crazy. So just be on your P's and Q's as we move forward, and you think about who you are and what that really means, to the people in and around your circle. Uncle Scott, you got some breaking news? Is that correct?
New Orleans Saints wide receiver Chris Olave just signed a 4-year extension with the Saints. $90 million guaranteed, $132 million overall.
Oh, goddamn.
More money, more money, more money.
Pay the man, please. Pay.
Gave the bag away today to the Chris Olave.
Pay
Was
the man.
Was one concussion away from probably being done with his career.
Right.
So,
yeah, but he's look here, when Tyler Shuck needs some help. Tyler Shuck has been training with the legendary Drew Brees. So that makes me feel good. If I'm a Saints fan, I guess.
Chris is picking up dinner for the next 3 months.
Oh yeah. You take the boys out, Chris. Take the wide receiver room. Take the DBs out too. You know what I'm saying, Alan? You didn't get a chance to join. You didn't get a chance to join us earlier. Was there anything else you wanted to throw in there? We talked a little bit about Red Sox and Marlins streaks coming to an end. Did you want to throw a little baseball at us real quick?
No, we got the trade deadline coming up here on Monday. I know the Rangers just made a little bit of a trade, get another catcher and another arm in their position. Obviously, an in-division trade too with the Angels. So, which the Angels are pretty much giving up everybody, as Scott and I have talked about lately.
Except
for Mike Trout, which is stupid.
Mike Trout is never leaving, bro.
Mike Trout is never leaving. No, he's
never
not
leaving.
But CeeDee Lamb just got traded to the Patriots.
Nope.
Jose Altuve just got traded to the Yankees.
Wait, we forgot one thing.
What's that?
Where's Jay?
Oh, we did forget one thing. Where is Jay? So, ladies and gentlemen, our good friend Jay is currently out and about in the Chicago area. That's right. Jay is on the road in the Chicago area, if I'm not mistaken. headed
how
towards Dallas.
fitting with that I have Cult of Personality playing in my ear right now.
Right. Yes.
When you say Chicago.
That is exactly correct. That's right. Our good friend Jay is on the road, headed down I-55 towards Dallas, Fort Worth area. He just left Chicago. If you see a bald-headed black guy with a beard driving the semi, please honk your horn. Get out of his way.
Or standing on the corner looking around at things way above his head, going, look at that thing.
Big shouts out to our boy Jay, man, holding us down out there on the road. Jay's out there working hard. He's getting followers and likes from strangers all across America. If you bump into Jay, please tell him that you heard about him from us here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. Guys, I think we did great. We're getting close to that hour. We got that 2-hour mark locked in. Thanks for joining us, Alan. Bobby G, I know you got a busy day. It's Thursday. You're going to be on for the rest of the night on your other podcast. What you got for the Thursday night with the guys on or guy and girl on the Audible show tonight? What you doing?
Yeah, tonight's the Thursday night post game. We'll be previewing the NFC North.
Gotcha. Previewing the NFC
North.
All
my Bears, Packers, Lions, and Vikings fans, tap in.
Can't wait. Uncle Scott and of course Alan, can't wait to check you guys out on Lock It In this weekend. Once again, everybody, thank you for joining us right here on the RecRoom Sports Radio Show. It's your boy K Witch, mom's #1 draft pick. It's going down next Thursday. Can't wait. Don't forget, this weekend we're getting into it with the Lock It In crew, and tonight Audible Sports Podcast. That's right, Thursday Night Lights with the homies. We'll be back. Peace out.